Everyone feared him, a billionaire so cold. People lowered their voices, just saying his name. But one night, I walked into his world, and saw something no one else dared to see. Not power, not danger, the kind that hides behind silence, and bleeds when no one is watching. What happened next changed everything, because the man who terrified everyone was about to face the one thing he could never control, his past. And somehow, I became the only person standing between his darkness and his redemption. Stay with me, because this is not just a love story. It is the moment a broken man learns how to feel again. Before we dive into the incredible story, do not forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell button so you never miss our powerful, life-changing content. Thank you for listening to this heartfelt story. If it moved you, share it, comments below, and let someone know you are never alone. The first time I saw him, the entire room went silent. Men straightened, women stepped back, and I stood still. His presence felt like a storm held inside skin. Cold, heavy, unforgiving. They called him dangerous, untouchable, a man who broke everything he touched. Yet when his eyes met mine, something cracked, not in me, in him. I saw it flicker, gone before anyone else could notice. That night, the wind outside his estate howled like it carried ghosts. The gates groaned open, metal against metal. Every instinct whispered to turn back. But I walked in. The halls smelled of polished wood and loneliness. Too quiet, too perfect. He stood near the window, back turned, hands clenched. "Leave," he said, his voice sharp enough to cut. Ill. I stepped closer, and then I saw it. A glass in his hand, shattered, blood slipping slowly between his fingers, drop by drop, hitting the marble floor. Loud, too loud. My breath caught, not from fear, but from the way he did not move, as if pain meant nothing, as if he deserved it. I reached for him. The air between us tightened. "You should be afraid," he said, but his voice trembled, just once, barely there. "I am not," I whispered. My fingers wrapped around his wrist, warm and steady. And in that single moment, a storm broke, not outside, inside him. His shoulders dropped, his breath faltered, like a man drowning, who suddenly remembered how to breathe. "I see you," I said softly. Not the power, not the fear, pain, hidden. He looked at me, like no one ever had before. Like I had stepped into a place no one else dared to go. The room felt smaller, the silence deeper, and something shifted, something fragile, something dangerous, something alive, trembled, yet powerful enough to undo years of silence. His hand tightened around mine, not to pull away, but to hold on. The blood still traced slow lines across his skin, warm against my fingers. "Alive, real." "Why?" he asked. One word, heavy with everything he never said. I felt it in the air, a question beneath the question. Why stay? Why care? Why him? The fire in the hearth cracked suddenly. Dark, startling. He flinched, just a little, and that was the moment. The man everyone feared, startled by a sound, like a wounded soul caught off guard. My chest ached, not from fear, from understanding. "I know what it feels like," I said, my voice barely louder than breath. "To carry something that never leaves." His gaze snapped to mine, searching, demanding truth. I did not look away. The wind outside pressed harder against the windows. A low, restless howl. The room felt colder, but his hand, warmer, closer. "You know nothing," he muttered. Yet the words lacked force, like walls already beginning to crack. I stepped closer, too close for comfort, too close for distance, close enough to feel the uneven rhythm of his breath. "I know pain when I see it," I whispered. "And yours, it is loud." Silence fell again, thicker this time. His grip loosened. Slowly. His other hand rose, hesitant, as if touching me might break something fragile, that he barely believed was real. His fingers brushed mine, and stopped, right there. The contact sent something sharp through me. Not fear, something deeper, something that made my breath catch, and my heart forget its rhythm. His eyes darkened, not with anger, with something far more dangerous. Oh, buried, unwanted, breaking through anyway. You should leave, he said again, but softer now, almost like a plea. I shook my head. No, one word. Steady, certain. Outside, thunder rolled across the sky. Closer now. The windows rattled. The lights flickered. Then steadied. But inside him, nothing felt steady anymore. Could see it, feel it, the battle, the pull between the darkness he knew, and something new, something terrifying in its gentleness. His hand moved again, this time not stopping, fingers wrapping fully around mine, firm, certain, as if he had made a choice. He did not yet understand, and in that instant, a sharp sound echoed down the hallway. Door, slamming, hard, violent. Both of us froze. The air shifted, heavy, different. His grip tightened, instinct, protection, danger. His eyes lifted toward the door, cold returning in a flash, but not fully, not anymore, because this time, he did not let go of my hand. The hallway breathed again, low, uneven. Footsteps followed, measured, deliberate, each one echoing against the marble like a warning. His jaw tightened. The storm returned to his eyes, but now carried something else. Awareness. Of me. Of us. Stay behind me, he said. Low. Controlled. I felt the shift in him. The protector rising from the same darkness that once terrified everyone. But I did not move. My fingers curled tighter in his. I stand with you, I whispered. The words settled between us. Not fragile, unbreakable. The footsteps stopped just beyond the door. Silence, thick enough to taste. Slow creak. The handle turned. My heartbeat stumbled. The door opened, inch by inch. Cold air slipped inside, carrying dust, and something older. Something that did not belong to the present. His grip turned firm. Grounding, alive. A figure stood in the doorway. Watching. The shadows wrapped around them like a secret. Felt it. That sharp edge of discomfort. Pressing against my ribs. Not fear. Recognition. As if this moment had been waiting for us. For him. For everything he had buried. His breath deepened. Once. Then steadied. No more, he said. Not loud, but final. The words carried weight. Years of silence breaking open at once. The figure shifted. Step forward. Light caught their face. And I saw it. Past. Standing there. Uninvited. Unfinished. His fingers trembled against mine. Just for a second. Then stilled. I stepped closer to him. Close enough that our shoulders touched. Warmth against cold. Light against shadow. You are not alone, I said softly. This time, he believed it. I saw it in the way his stance changed. Not guarded, not closed, open, just enough. The room held its breath. The fire flickered wildly, casting broken light across the walls. Everything felt on the edge of something that could shatter or heal. In the same breath, the figure spoke, a voice rough with history. You cannot escape it. The words landed heavy, but he did not step back. Not this time. His hand lifted, still holding mine, and for the first time, he stepped forward, into it, into the past, into the pain. And as he did, his thumb brushed lightly against my hand, a small, trembling promise that whatever came next, the space between them tightened, like a string pulled too far, ready to snap. The figure stepped fully into the light. face carved with time, regret etched deep into every line. My breath caught, not from fear, but from the weight of what stood before us. You remember, the figure said. Not a question. A wound reopened. His hand shifted in mine, not pulling away, holding firmer. I remember enough, he answered. To come. Like a storm learning control. The fire cracked again, louder this time, sparks rising. For a moment everything flickered, past and present, blending in the same breath. The figure took another step. Low, careful. I built you, he said. The words struck hard. I felt it travel through him. A tension that reached his shoulders. His jaw. His very breath. Built. Not raised. Not loved. Built. Like something shaped. Without care for what it felt. My chest tightened. I turned slightly. Watching him. Really watching. The way his eyes darkened. Not with fear. With memory. Dark. Unforgiving. You broke me, he said quietly. And there it was. The truth. Laid bare. Between them. The air shifted again. Heavier. The kind of weight that pressed against skin. The figure's expression faltered. Just for a second. Crack. Mull. But real. I made you strong. The defense came quickly. Too quickly. Like a lie repeated too often. My fingers tightened around his. Not to stop him. To remind him. He was here. Not there. Not then. His thumb moved against my hand. Quiet response. A grounding. You made me empty, he said. Still calm. Still steady. But this time, there was something underneath. Something new. Not rage. Not pain. Truth. Alive. Unshaken. The silence that followed felt endless. Even the wind outside stilled. As if the world itself leaned in to listen. The figure exhaled slowly. Something in his posture softened. Not enough to trust, but enough to see. To survive. You had to become that, he muttered. His gaze flickered to me. Dark. Questioning. As if I did not belong in this story. Maybe I did not. But I stayed. His hand remained in mine. Stronger now. Certain. I choose differently, he said. The words landed like thunder. Quiet, but powerful enough to change everything. The figure stilled. Truly stilled. And in that moment, felt it again. That fragile shift. Not in the room. Not in the past. But in him. Darkness. Meeting something it had never known how to hold. Something steady. Something warm. Something that refused to break. My shoulder pressed lightly against his. A silent anchor. Promise without words. And then, the figure took one last step closer. Close enough that the truth between them. The hallway stretched long. Quiet. Ill. But no longer threatening. Our footsteps echoed together. Not his alone. Never alone again. The night air drifted through the open doors ahead. Gentle. So different from the storm that once lived here. He slowed. Not from fear. From something unfamiliar. I felt it in the way his hand loosened. Not to let go, but because he no longer needed to hold on so tightly. We stepped outside. The sky had cleared. Clouds parted just enough for the moonlight to fall across the ground. Silver. For a moment, he simply stood there, breathing, as if learning it for the first time. I thought it would always follow me, he said quietly. His voice carried no weight now, only truth. I turned to him. It may, I answered softly. The wind brushed past us. But it no longer leads you. He looked at me then. Really looked. Not searching. Not guarded. Seeing. Understanding. And slowly, something rare unfolded across his face. Not power. Not control. Smile. Real. Earned through every moment he chose to face instead of run. His fingers intertwined with mine again. Not out of fear, but out of choice. Behind us, the estate stood silent. No longer a prison. Just a place that once held pain. Nothing more. An open path. unwritten, uncertain. We walked forward, step by step, not toward perfection, but toward something far more powerful, healing. And in that quiet beginning, I understood something deeper than love itself, that even the most feared hearts are often the most wounded, and all they ever needed was someone brave enough to see beyond the darkness, to stand beside them, and remind them that light was never truly gone, only waiting to be chosen.